Joining us this morning, Titania Jordan.
Tatiana Jordan. Did I get the name right? Jordan?
Titania.
Titania. Okay.
Titania.
All right.
Is Titania Jordan?
Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I am here with a very special guest. She makes me happy, and that's because her name is Natalie Joy. Like, how awesome is that as a last name?
I love it.
Yeah, you're probably always happy, right?
It's true. You cannot be a person that does not have joy when that's your last name.
Yes.
Especially when you hand over your credit card to someone. Doesn't matter what your mood is that day.
Yeah.
You better turn on the joy.
Yes, yes. And Natalie, you have started this movement, Defining Your Joy, and it empowers women, which is very special to me and should be to all of you watching. So tell us about it. What is Defining Your Joy?
Defining Your Joy is honestly, is my dream. It's my dream come to life. And I worked in the corporate world for 13 years, doing a lot of corporate training and doing executive coaching and that kind of thing, and realized about 2.5 years ago that I was doing the right work for the wrong audience. Ooh. And started to really just seek that doors would start to open in the direction of what that right audience was. And it just happened that woman after woman after woman just came to me and kind of said, hey, here's what's kind of happening in my life, and there seemed to be this common thread that they had a passion, dream, or desire that they wanted to go ahead and start a business. And for me, it was just really amazing to see how all of those skills that I had developed through the corporate world really were exactly the tools that I needed to come alongside these women and help them through the process.
Oh my gosh, cue the applause. Like, bravo. I'd stand up, but then my mic pack would mess up, so we're not gonna do that. But yeah, I wanna give you a standing ovation right now and like, oh, all the things. That's amazing. Let's talk about the corporate training. Sure. What were you training executives on? Like, I think there's a whole segment out there. They're like, what? Like, there's corporate training? What is that? Why is that a need?
Yeah. So I worked mostly with small to medium-sized businesses, a lot of medical, dental, that type of client, and absolutely loved it. And I also worked for a period of time doing corporate training and consulting in like commercial property management, residential management, that kind of thing too. And there's always a need for it. I mean, sometimes your biggest frustration as a business owner is really working with the people that you have within your organization. And if you can master the way to best lead those people, the best way to come alongside them and empower them and equip them with the skills that they need to be successful, that's really where you see your business grow. And I absolutely loved that part of the job that I was doing, but my passion is strategy. I love strategy. I love talking about the vision of an organization and what it can be. And I think I'd say that most of my clients would agree that, I would hope all of them would agree, that I am great at really looking at what is the vision of what they want to accomplish, and how can we take that vision and break it down into actionable steps. It's easy to get overwhelmed by, my goodness, so much coming at you every single day, and it really sometimes pushes you into finding some confusion and maybe what the next step is.
And almost like it immobilizes you.
Absolutely.
You know, I think what you do is so important because you help people realize, and this is some like famous Chinese proverb by somebody super famous, but like you know, every journey starts with the first step, right?
Absolutely.
And so you're putting that into practice because so many people, when they are overwhelmed with all of the different things that have to be done, it immobilizes them. They become paralyzed and they don't do any of it.
Yep.
So you are providing a much needed skill and support and program for these women. Let's say I am a mom and I have been out of the workforce you know, for the past 8 years, and I have this passion to start a dress line. I want to create a dress line. I did not go to design school. I don't know how to sew. I have a little bit of savings. I'm not super tech savvy. And I'm like, I need your help. What do I do? What's the first step?
Yeah. So the situation you're explaining is a lot of the women that I work with, they're in the what's next phase. So they have this passion, dream, or desire, but it's what's next? How do I go through this process? And how do I even get started, right?
And it's not just a fashion designer. I want to start you know, a restaurant, a food truck. I want to start being a personal trainer. Like, I want to do the X, Y, and Z. But there's a system and a process. So talk about that.
Absolutely. And it's really starting off with figuring out, getting some clarity on what they really want to do, right?
Right.
A lot of times it's a little bit of that combination of all of them. You know, they know they want to do something that involves maybe helping people in some way, but they don't have any idea what that might be. And so it's helping them clarify their vision to begin with. So starting off with some clarity.
Yes.
And once we get to the point where we know what they really and truly want, we can start to walk through the steps of what's needed in order to get the business into an actual business, not just a hobby, and help them get the business off the ground. And I was very, very blessed when I left the corporate world and started my own company. I remember sitting at my desk and drawing on a flip chart piece of paper my name in the middle, and realizing that there were all of these other kind of skills that I needed that were things that I didn't specialize in, right? So I needed to know more about how to make sure that I was legally structuring my business correctly.
Yes.
I needed to know, how do I do the bookkeeping side of my business, and all of those different things. I knew the strategy part, I knew the business side of it, but I didn't know all of those other pieces. And so I remember drawing this out on a big flip chart with all of these different kind of circles. And then what I did was I went to work for 2.5 months, and I found a woman to put in every single one of those different boxes, and those were industry experts that were more than willing to pour into me and provide me with that information and that knowledge. And I realized that there is no way that I'm the only woman out there that would love to have a business but doesn't know where to get started.
Right.
And so I can help them with the vision and the process, and then once we kind of get going, I definitely help them through finding that most important next step.
Yes.
I say just doing the next right thing, and that can be a little overwhelming sometimes to find. And from that point, kind of helping them break that down into actionable steps. But there was still that piece that was needed. And so I developed this team of all of these women, and realized that there was other women that needed the same thing. And so they all recorded some fantastic lessons for me, and we started the Launch Your Dream Academy. And so it's a ton of information for someone who is just getting started. So I'll come alongside and help them with the coaching side, and then we've got a ton of information to help them walk them through the specifics of what they need to do and all different aspects of the business. And then I'll tell you, more than anything, what we provide for these women is community. So
hands down,
yeah,
so important. And it's the Launch Your Dream Academy?
Launch Your Dream Academy, yes. So that is kind of a division of what we do within the organization. It's 52 lessons coming together that are all recorded by industry experts. Yeah.
That is so wonderful, and great that women with their crazy busy schedules can consume that content at a time that's most easy for them.
Yeah.
How do we find this content? We're watching, we're like, I need your help. What do we do? Where do we go?
Yeah, so Defining Your Joy is the name of the company, and it's really about seeking what brings you joy and then executing a plan to achieve it.
Yes.
Yes.
And so website is?
It's definingyourjoy.com.
Defineyourjoy.com. Definingyourjoy.com.
.com.
Okay.
Yes. Yep, and then just go under services. You're going to be able to see we offer several different programs, but one of them is the Launch Your Dream Academy.
So drop down service, the one we were just talking about, Launch Your Dream Academy.
Yeah.
And we will link to this obviously online. So while you're watching this on YouTube, if you look down below in the description, we'll have these hyperlinks so that you can follow along and join and collaborate. Now let's talk about your community. Do you have like a private Facebook group or a Slack channel or an email newsletter? How do you embrace that community?
Yeah, well, I realized early on that when I left the corporate world, I was someone who is quite outgoing, and so enjoyed the community of having coworkers.
Yes.
But when you go out on your own and you are really kind of tackling this new thing, it can get a little lonely. And so I wanted to make sure that there was a way that we could really come together and collaborate and have encouragement and all of those different pieces that are so important when it comes to moving through this journey. And I think there's a whole lot of dream crashers that are out there. And if you can have more and more people that are supporting and encouraging you, it's important. So we have a closed Facebook group that we have together. We're always posting on there what we have going on and how we can kind of new opportunities to work together. I'm always posting business tips, things like that for the ladies. But it's been so cool to watch them encourage and support each other. And majority of these women have never met before. So they're from all over the US, for all different industries, doing all different things, but they have this common thing, and that's that they are really every day waking up and living out their passion and their purpose and what's important to them, and really pursuing and defining joy in their life. And so it's cool to see them all come together.
I don't know if you can zoom in and see the goosebumps I have right now. They are real and they are happening. Do you have a special hashtag that you use for your community? And
we do. So we really we hashtag defining your joy.
Hashtag defining your joy.
Yep.
Awesome.
And we have we do retreats as well to bring these women together.
Woo!
Yes. So we have an upcoming retreat happening in October.
Awesome.
And so we've been doing a hashtag for that as well recently.
Okay.
So
tell us about that.
So it is a 2-day retreat that's in Helen, Georgia, and it's meant for women entrepreneurs, really focusing on 3 things. So one is really relaxation. I'll tell you that I think we just don't self-care enough sometimes when we're pouring everything we have into this, this new business. And so this is an opportunity to come together and just relax and enjoy some time, some downtime. So we have yoga classes each morning and some time to sleep in or rest or go for a hike or whatever it might be, and it's in a beautiful area. And then the other 2 parts of that is really education. So the whole team from the Lunch Your Dream Academy will be there the whole weekend, and they will be there to answer questions. They're going to do some breakout sessions, really get up and do some specific kind of talks, helping them to have some breakthroughs when it comes to what they have going on within their business itself. And it's really cool. They've actually offered to kind of go above and beyond for these ladies. And our girl that is our industry expert for marketing, if you bring a stack of marketing pieces, she'll go through them and she'll give you tips on how you can improve the marketing that you have. Our accounting expert, she really specializes in teaching QuickBooks, and so if you bring your QuickBooks and you have questions, you literally can pull up your QuickBooks account and she's there to answer questions and help you tweak things, and our lawyer will be there to help you with legal stuff, just to be able to answer any questions that you might have. And I'm just really excited about the opportunity that these women have to leave with questions answered, but leave relaxed with this list of things that they can go back and kind of plug into their business. But once again, more than anything, they're going to leave with a community of women that are there encouraging and supporting them as they move through their journey. So
rejuvenated and empowered.
Yeah.
How does one sign up for this?
So same thing on our website.
Okay.
You're going to just go on to the
definingyourjoy.com.
There we go. And just it's retreats is the tab. You're going to see all of the information on the retreat. It's October the 21st through the 22nd.
How much does it cost?
So it's $6.99.
Okay.
And that's everything included. That's all of your lodging, your food, that whole weekend. Yep.
Wow. And what's the capacity? How many people can you accommodate?
Well, we're a boutique coaching business. And what that means is that when I was in the corporate world, I had, on any given time, about 140 clients. Absolutely did not want that type of company.
Volume.
And so we have really capped off the number of women that we work with at a very small number. And that's on purpose, because I dig really deep into what's happening within their organization, what's happening within their life. It's so not uncommon to wake up in the morning and know that, Jenny has a big thing happening today, and Jenny's getting a text message from me because I want to know what's happening in Jenny's world. And same thing with this. It's 54 women, so it is a very small retreat, but it's meant to be that way for the standpoint of I want them to leave with 54 incredible friends that are there to encourage and support them and help them on their journey.
That's amazing. So of you watching out there, if you want to be a part of this, you only have 54 maximum spots to get into this retreat. Some of them may already be taken.
Absolutely.
So I would get on the ball if this sounds interesting to you. It definitely sounds interesting to me. Let's go back to the Facebook group.
Sure.
How do you become a part of it? Do you have to have gone through the program, given your email address? Like, obviously you have to vet the people because, private Facebook groups are the real deal. So how does one watching who is interested in what you're doing and who is a female and wants this sort of community and help, how do they become a part of it?
Yeah, so our community Facebook page is really part of the benefit of working together from a coaching standpoint. So it is where we bring the coaching clients all together so that they're encouraging and supporting each other. And then we also bring them together once a month on a group call. So during that group call, there's different topics, and they are coming together to really learn together as well, and we share wins and they encourage and support each other through that. So at this point, we don't have anything that's just kind of open to anyone to join, but everyone is more than welcome to follow me through Instagram or also Facebook, and it's definingyourjoy.com.
So Facebook.com/definingyourjoy,
correct,
and then Instagram.com/definingyourjoy, or just at finding your joy, or heck, just search finding your joy.
Defining your
joy.
joy.
Yeah, defining your joy. Sorry, I'm finding my joy by defining my joy. It's all just so much fun. I'm super excited. How did you get to a place of being so positive, so encouraging, and so inspiring? Have you always been this way, or did something kind of happen in your life that made you change your mindset and then move forward on this path?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name actually carries a really interesting story. So I was born Natalie Joy, and then my last name was very German, H-E-H-R, which is hair.
Okay.
But people can't pronounce that. And having
I get it with Titania.
Yeah, the two H's really screw you up. And so actually in my 20s, went through I was in a relationship that was actually a very bad relationship. It ended after 8 years, and was in a relationship that was full of a lot of psychological and emotional abuse. And when that relationship ended, I had a decision to make. I remember staring down at the paperwork, and I had to pick a name. And I really didn't relate with the last name, Hare. It was always so hard to pronounce. And really decided that, you know what, I could spend my life and at that point choose to be someone who is discouraged or depressed or something, because I really thought that I kind of had the white picket fence, and then it all kind of crumbled and fell apart.
That happens.
Yes.
That happens to people.
Yeah. And in that moment, I needed to decide what I wanted to do. And I thought, you know what? I want to be someone who intentionally every day wakes up and chooses to be joyful. And so I said, you know what? There's no better way to do it. I'm going to go with Natalie Joy, and that's what it is. And it's so funny because of the fact that it really has set the tone for my life from that point forward. I was always a happy person, but it really is very different when your last name is Joy. And I'm very blessed. I remarried about 3 years ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Actually, to my high school sweetheart.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So rewind the clock,
yes.
10 years back, and now 15 years back, but 10 years back at the time. And yeah, met just an incredible man. And we got married 3 years ago, and my married name is Richard, but it's so funny that throughout the last 6 years of being Natalie Joy, and really introducing myself as Natalie Joy, I think just about everybody thinks that's my first name, Natalie Joy, and okay, we're gonna go with it.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah. So I kept it actually as my middle name now, and so it's Natalie Joy. Yeah.
I love that. And something you said that was so poignant, you know, it's like you had to wake up and decide.
Absolutely.
And my therapist actually has told me that your brain is a very literal organ. So while you have common sense and you know what is and what isn't, there is power in telling yourself something because your brain is literal. If you say out loud, I'm sad, your brain is kind of going to go down that path.
Yeah.
But if you wake up and deliberately and intentionally say, today's going to be a good day, I'm going to have a positive attitude, I'm going to find my joy and embrace my joy and pursue my dreams, something physiological happens and things start turning and wheels and cogs and nerve synapses. So bottom line is, embrace the positive. Go to definingyourjoy.com. Follow what Natalie Joy is doing. If you feel so moved and compelled by our time together today, how can those watching help you in your journey beyond visiting your website, signing up if they're interested? What do you need as a female entrepreneur from anybody out there who might be watching?
Yeah, absolutely. I will tell you that I probably benefit just as much from the community that has formed as anything. I was on a call this morning with an incredible client of mine that I've been working with for the last couple years, and I get off the call and I am excited and charged up and even more rejuvenated about what I have going on just by seeing the success that she's having. And I'll tell you one thing that was really cool is that as the company started to grow, I realized that there was a pattern. And that pattern was that when someone is really and truly seeking their purpose, that purpose tends to be bigger than them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it is so exciting to see that the women, at this point, I work with 26 women, and those women all have a ministry or a mission or a business that in some way, shape, or form is giving back and making a difference. And I really feel like, for me, it's just exciting. Every time I hear about a success, it's a success that's not just impacting one person, it's impacting so many other people. Yeah. And so I get excited about the opportunity to work with someone, because I just know that it's not about making somebody just more money. Yeah, it's great to make, everyone likes to make a little bit of money, but yeah, it's about changing the lives of other people, and it's cool to see how it's no longer just about success, it's about significance. And so I get excited about that.
Oh my gosh. Natalie Joy, you are so awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for what you are doing. Thank you for your time here today.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching. Again, go to definingyourjoy.com, please, and help support Natalie and all that she is doing for our community. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome. This was an honor to spend time with you.